Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Plastic Arts Podcast, show where we break down the video game news of the week. My name is Fonzie. I'm joined by my co-host, indie game dev extraordinaire, coming soon to your DMs, Gavin Jones.
It's worse because you can't read the way you spelled it.
Coming soon to your DMs. Gavin, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Living life, 1 quarter mile at a time, as I always say. How's your weekend?
It was good. Played a shit ton of Borderlands.
Nice.
It was my weekend to relax before these 2 weekends of hell at work.
Gotcha. I feel like you're not very far removed from the last week or weekend of hell, like at work.
This is a different one. Yeah, this is a different style, different flavor. But yeah, that does seem to just doing work 1 quarter mile at a time there. No. But yeah, it's crazy, and so I took a half stress day on Friday just to kind of recoup, and just play a shit ton of Borderlands, trying to beat it because I've talked about it so many times here. I'm like I can't be a chump. I got to show up having beaten it. It's a long game.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you tend to, or at least with this one, were you doing more of the side stuff and avoiding the single player, or there's just so much, or the main story that is already so much of that to go through?
To my understanding, I'm doing 100% of the side stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
but you can't complete it without the main storyline, right?
Right, yeah, you got to keep going,
Gotcha.
and but yeah, I'm crazy powerful and it's super duper fun. I just run around meleeing
awesome.
the shit out of everyone. Some Slay the Spire, and then we watched the shit out of some Watchmen, which was great.
I dug it a lot.
I liked it.
I want to go back and watch the movie, but I also don't want to spend 3 or 4 hours. That movie was super long.
It was super long, and it's like I know every time I watch it, I'm like, well, I can't watch that for another 6 years.
Yeah, yeah, I have my fill.
I definitely think it's. I'm gonna be curious to see if there's really no good guys by the end of it. I feel like that's the route they're gonna take. Like
I'd like that.
Yeah,
that just they explore the grayness of heroes and villains, and just how weird people are. And
yeah. And
the Watchmen originally was really a human tale. Like besides Manhattan, Dr. Manhattan, everyone else is human, and so they're dealing with like real human issues and that kind of thing.
I feel like even though he's not human though, like Dr. Manhattan very much makes sense. If you literally become a god, you'd probably become very disconnected with everyone. Right. And I still appreciate his like thing at the end where he's like, let them all blame me. I'm just gonna go off and try and be a god somewhere and make civilization.
It's just deuces, and he goes to Mars and just make some life.
Yeah. And then in the movie they never explained the damn cat thing.
Oh, that Ozymandias makes?
Yeah, I think they explain that in the comic, don't they?
Yeah, well, he's super smart, and he's genetically messing with stuff, even in the 80s when actually that comic takes place. So you'd have to just imagine that he's just creating all kinds of stuff. He kind of has this like utopia out in the Antarctic.
Right. What were you playing? What were you?
I played a lot of Fortnite. I was just like getting...
Like I'm gonna pick people up. I'm gonna carry them.
I haven't done that.
That's literally all I know that's different besides the whole map.
Well,
I'm sure that's a bigger deal.
You can hide in garbage cans, so hold on to your pants. You can hide in garbage cans as like a tactic, so you can let people run by and then jump out and
It's not the same thing as the bush.
Although it's the same thing, but I think you can hide a bit better because you're not with the bush. You could always kind of see someone was in there, or if you move slightly, you can be found out. But there's I don't know. It's the same gameplay, but I'm just having a lot of fun exploring new parts of the map and just kind of, a different kind of lens that I'm playing it through. But I'm still terrible, but I'm in the top 10 more often now. Right. I think I got to the top 2, and I was like sweating bullets that whole time too, because they already like narrow you in on this small part of the map because of that storm, and people are building, and I lost, but to like noob. Ball Slayer 59 or whatever.
New Ball Slayer.
Whatever his fucking name was. But
slaying them new balls.
Good. That's what my grandma always says.
I appreciate, I don't know if PUBG ever changed this, but I always appreciated with it Fortnite where when you get to the end the circle starts to like move.
Oh no, I think it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. I think eventually just disappears and it lets whoever has the most health or whatever.
I thought they made it so it started moving, so you couldn't just camp in one spot, and because I know that was a pro strategy.
Yeah,
where you just have all these health potions and then you just try and outlast the other guy at the end.
I know what you mean, but it's because like when the map is starting and getting towards the end, you can't really see exactly where the endpoint's going to be because it'll narrow to a smaller radius and then it'll pick a different spot and then move around.
Right.
But once it's fully in its final little, apex or smaller circle, it stays there, and then it just gets to like a point, and then there's no more. There's only storm.
Gotcha.
But had fun. I bought the battle pass. They get me every couple of months where
you son of a gun.
yeah. But I unlocked. I felt like I wasn't being taken advantage of. I bought the battle pass and I was earning enough stuff to keep me happy as an adult. Giving them $10 every 3 months, I thought it was fine for what I get out of that game.
$10 every 3 months.
Well, I mean, the battle pass is like $10-11.
It's not bad.
No, and you don't have to buy any more than that. You can. But that's all I really commit to it.
I would think do they have like a year for 30?
No, I don't think they do. But really, you could buy because you translate your dollars into V-Bucks, and so really you could buy whatever amount of V-Bucks that you want, and then just use that currency. But yeah, they don't have like a discount.
But you shouldn't. Are we? By the way, are we talking Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds?
Outer Worlds. Yeah, I have
today.
Yep, I have some drama with their whole PS4 Pro, Xbox Enhanced, and really the fact that it's launching soon. You ready to go? I preloaded it on my Xbox. It's one of the Game Pass games, and so you can download it. So it's like
I may get that just for that. How much is it a month?
I want to say with the PC one, it's like $15, but that lets you have the game for free versus the $60, and you can try it out. And maybe transfer all that data when you buy the game.
I can't add another service. That's the fact that I already have Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix is already like, nope.
These first world problems are getting really tough for us.
And my gym membership, and I only use one of these services.
Yeah. What I did try a bunch over the weekend was the xCloud beta. I got in on that on Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
And I tried to really, just test a bunch of different scenarios and get a feel for it. And I used my home Wi-Fi and went to Starbucks, and I have kind of a feeling with it. It works. It just doesn't work great. It's not going to replace my Xbox at home, but it's there. Like the technology's there. It's just very, not basic isn't the right word, but it needs improvement for sure. But I would expect that at the same time.
I'd be curious to know if anyone in the coffee shop was also just looking at this guy like, the fuck?
Yeah, that was part of it. So I made sure to pick a corner of the coffee shop.
Right.
And Megan was with me, but I started pulling
but
out
she was doing this the whole time. Fucking nerd.
So I'm reaching in my pocket for a controller and my phone and this clip attachment that I bought on Amazon. It's a whole thing. But, and you have to link so it works there's a Xbox app. You need an Xbox controller. But that's all you really need besides your phone. So it links the two together. So you're streaming the game from their servers or whatever. They have another mode that's not enabled on the app yet, where you can stream from your own Xbox if you want to do that. I don't know if that's any faster or how that works.
I think they said it was freer. Because you can do it from your Xbox and it's free.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's just not enabled yet on the beta, but I would like to test that. But I tried it at home and it works. It's just rough, it really it's definitely fine when you're playing single player games, but multiplayer, I tried playing Gears and it just was so laggy and just unresponsive and time.
Which is weird because it should in theory be better.
Yeah, because it's going to a server, but is that the same server where the multiplayer match happens? I don't know how the internet works.
I mean, it's all right there. So the network lag should be nothing. If they really optimize it, which it'd be really hard to do, but I think you could do it with Stadia more easily, make it so it's all one game running, so it's not even networked to everyone. It's just everyone's plugged into the same game and they get their own screen. But I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, the little bit that I played of the Stadia beta where they did the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that one had, I think, noticeably less lag than this does so far. But you have Google
I don't think as many people were playing though.
Right, and it's a single player game.
Right.
So Odyssey was a single player game, but you have Google's servers, and I think their infrastructure is a bit more beefed up than Xbox currently has. But I get the vibe that everyone's kind of readying their ship for this inevitable, streaming future where PS4 has the ability to live. For sure, right now you can stream from your PS4 to a phone,
right?
But there's no kind of only streaming mode.
Right.
But I would imagine
I thought that was what PS Go was.
No, but you're right. There's another name for it. It's PS Now, I think, but that is that because you can stream from.
They added a letter.
They did.
Got
Space
that.
Now XL, I think they call it.
XL plus 5. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, though, did you hear one of the creators or designers or something made an apology?
Yeah, it was like apologizing for creating that mechanic, like just
the tower mechanic, and it's. I love that he apologized for that because at the time it was revolutionary. I think it was great.
Oh yeah.
I think for Assassin's Creed it's extremely thematic, but yeah, I appreciate him apologizing.
Now everyone just kind of copy and paste this. Yeah.
I actually did really like it in Breath of the Wild, but I think part of that was there weren't that many towers.
Gotcha.
And some of the times, like they made it genuinely challenging, like you had to get an ability or something. It wasn't. Really, most games you can do it from any level.
Yeah, I did really like that with Zelda, where it's like I kept fighting the weather at one point where I kept getting electrocuted.
Right,
it's
right.
Like, oh, okay, I can't just climb this in time. I got to figure something else out.
Right.
I think you get the crown that shoots lightning, absorbs lightning. So
absorbs lightning. Yeah, that was a cool piece of equipment.
Yeah, I dug that. I was thinking just driving around today how much I really liked playing Zelda, and that I wouldn't have give it a shot if you didn't give me shit, but like internally I felt like you liked it. I've got to try this game, but I had a hurdle that I didn't get over until like talking with you about it, and then I was like, oh, okay, this game is awesome. Right. And I'm glad I pushed through that because it was like I don't want to live in a world where I didn't play that game. And
that's the problem I had with Mario Odyssey. Like I don't know. Sometimes you just need somebody to get you over the hump, and then.
Damn. Yeah, I loved that one. But
I really liked it. I didn't love the start of Odyssey.
Gotcha.
But after I got back into it, it's a great game.
Yeah.
I love it.
I didn't like trying to 100% complete it. I felt like
I think it was a bad idea.
Ripping my nuts off. But
probably be bad if you did that with Zelda too.
Yeah, nope.
Do you know what they give you if you get 100% of the Korok seeds?
No.
A giant Korok seeds. And then
it's like the ultimate troll move.
Oh, it's even better. Do you know what a Korok seed is?
No, is it like a turd or something?
It's a turd. All of them, 100% of them, turds. And by getting them all, you get a giant turd. It's great.
So here you go. Fuck off.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, I played the. You know what? I did play with the beta. It was only their first party games that they had to offer. The xCloud beta. It was 5 games. So one of them was Sea of Thieves. I've never played it.
Oh, okay.
And, I played it with Stadia. I actually liked it. I didn't play it for a ton of time, but
it looks fun.
It was cool, just like dinking around, and I figured out
it's literally dinking around the game.
They should call it dinking around too. Yeah,
starring Peter Dinklage.
Whoa,
we allowed to let him back into games? I swear, Destiny wasn't his fault.
Oh God, yeah, he's fine. He's fine. But yeah, I played it in like the first time going through. I was able to figure out how to pilot a ship without anyone because I didn't want to talk to anyone.
Right.
But so I was able to figure out like, you can kind of manipulate the sails and pick up the anchor, and I was just on my way like quickly.
Yeah.
I sank it, almost instantly, like crashed into rocks and stuff. But
game actually teaches you a bit of how to sail. Something I thought was really funny this weekend was I was watching this streamer by the name of Summit1G. He's enormously famous. I noticed he was like the top streamer on Twitch. I'm like, well, that's been a good minute. Like normally he's around like the 2,000, 4,000 mark.
Oh, okay.
And he was at like 27,000. I'm like, okay. And he'll do that. Like he'll go from like number 1 to number like 20. And that's just, he just does. And occasionally he'll be super popular for a little bit.
Is it the game he chooses or a streamer's?
I literally have no idea. Gotcha. Like sometimes it's like maybe like a game that he's started playing has like gotten popular and he's just good at any game he plays, so people are like coming to watch him. It's hard to explain, but with this Sea of Thieves, he's been really big into it for a long time, and there's this like Athena's quest, which I want to say is newish. I don't know.
I know they added some content, yeah.
Right, and it's a good long quest. I think there's like a boss battle at the end. Like it's a good like hour, two and a half hours worth of work.
Okay.
And his goal has been to like hop on somebody's ship at the beginning, hide on it the entire time.
Yeah.
And at the end, when they get to the dock, turn in like either grab the loot and turn it in before them, or murder them all and then turn it all before they respawn.
Gotcha.
And it's been a joy to watch because he'll like I think he stopped hiding in the crow's nest because that's like somebody's going to go up there eventually.
Oh, sure.
But he found a spot in the hold where it's easy to miss.
Okay.
And so it's like, Every time someone goes down there, check the map. Everyone's just like, fuck. And
Yeah, there's like barrels and stuff down there where you could possibly.
He's not hitting that well. But
they really have to just go, okay, it looks good, and then just like, keep walking.
So it's been funny. Like the chat's just like donating $5 at a time, like doing jokes nonstop. So I don't know. It's been a good time. That community is both toxic and extremely funny at the same time.
That's how I prefer it. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's awesome. Well, I didn't play much beyond that. Just some Feet Night, as one of my nephews says it, and Sea of Thieves. Now we got some news, Gavin. We can get into it.
News?
In really no particular order, but yeah. So
is it coming out that quickly?
Yeah, so we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Some of the final previews are out. The game is apparently gone gold, and it's like good month away. But yeah,
you guys want to do any press for it or anything like that? I don't.
I think it
seems like it might be a good idea.
Well, that's what I kind of I had the same feeling, and it seemed like they were going a while without saying anything. I think these previews are the first kind of rollout of some kind of word about it. Then maybe they'll go into some kind of press junket, but or start to really. Just show off the game more. But I
have concerns.
Really? So apparently, I brought this up because a lot of the previews were really positive.
Oh, okay.
Like way beyond what I expected too. So I pulled up from IGN, Brian Altano writes, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the final preview. So I just kind of have a little excerpt from his preview here. I just liked how he kind of framed it with the influences there in the game. So Fallen Order takes some of my favorite things from my favorite games and carefully places them in my favorite universe, Star Wars. It's got the 3D map from Metroid Prime that looks like if AutoCAD designed building plans showed breakable walls and health upgrades.
Oh God, I know exactly what they're talking about.
It's got the combat from God of War or other similarly visceral action games, just with lightsabers cauterizing decapitated limbs. It's got the dungeons from 3D Zelda games with lengthy, inventive puzzle sequences and mini-boss fights. It's got the bonfires from Soulsborne games, complete with the retrieval system in place for when some nasty enemy murders you.
I hate that system. I'm so done with them throwing that in every game.
Gotcha. It's got the traversal from Uncharted and Tomb Raider, complete with huge walls to scale, ropes to swing on, and icy tunnels to slide through. It's got skill trees, shortcuts to unlock, unlockable character and droid skins, lightsaber parts to collect. It's a third-person action adventure video game through and through with a refreshing canonical story to boot.
They just described Darksiders 3.
Okay. Just the Darksiders Star Wars edition, or
I mean, no complaints.
Gotcha.
I hear that game was good.
I have some just random footage here, but I mean, I'm pretty. I like to hear this. These are positive, early impressions, and I was kind of, I didn't know how to feel about this game early on because it seemed like there hasn't been like a really mainline successful Star Wars game in a while.
It has been a minute.
Maybe like the KOTOR series, but those were heavier on just like story-based stuff and dialogue decisions and whatnot.
Battlefield 2, maybe?
That's true. Although they had a lot of shit with like the loot boxes and that kind of drama. But and the single-player idea always appealed to me more anyways. And so this seems like it's right up my alley. I love the Uncharted games. They're really going for that vibe. But there's also a lot of like, I'm hearing like Zelda Ocarina of Time influences with how they deal with combat and exploration. So I'm pretty stoked for it, but yeah way more than I was before.
I hope it's good. Yeah, I hadn't realized it was this close. That's very cool that it's getting positive. There's a good chance I'm gonna be surprised, and I would love that. Yeah, I don't have a system to play this shit on.
I don't think this is a Stadia game, but I wonder if this is something that could be used for that because I think there's a window of games where it's like maybe you don't want to commit to them yet, and so that's where the streaming option could be beneficial, where you can try it and then jump in and actually buy the retail.
That ground looks great though.
Yeah, I think we're seeing console gameplay. The reflections look really awesome. It's a beautiful looking game for sure. But we're also seeing this like at the edge or end of the console generation. Right. We're seeing the best looking games.
Love that lighting with the lightsaber.
Yep. But yeah, so I just like that. That isn't the only positive review. There's a bunch of outlets that are feeling pretty good about it. So
I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah, me too. So Gavin, we mentioned Stadia there for a second. Now there's some Stadia news over the week. So Google Stadia game service is officially coming November 19th. Now this is from The Verge. Sean Halster writes, Google has revealed the key details that were conspicuously missing from its March announcement of the new Stadia game service namely what the heck we're going to be able to play, how much we'll pay, and when we can get started with the exciting new service. So here's some of the details. Google Stadia will launch on November 19th in 14 different territories, at least 31 games from 21 different publishers rather. For an initial Founders Edition price of $130, a hardware starter kit with 3 months of premium service and a $10 a month price afterwards. There's a separate free tier coming in 2020. There was some drama over the week too, because I guess initially they're not going to launch with that controller that you can pay for to get with Stadia. You have to plug it into your PC or to your phone to use it for like the first couple months before some kind of update. But yeah, so at the moment, if you want to use it wirelessly, you have to buy a Chromecast Ultra, and that plugs into your TV and submits it wirelessly.
What a weird caveat.
Yeah, apparently that's something they'll fix in some kind of update eventually. But
I mean, that's good that they can update their controller like that. Like
right. So it must be some kind of software thing. I'm not sure.
That's strange. Huh.
Now, one thing I assumed is that you could rent games. Apparently not. So while Google intends to eventually have a back catalog of free games included for your $10 monthly fee, Stadia is not primarily a subscription service. The subscription only includes a single game as of today, Destiny 2. Primarily, Google tells us you should expect to buy, not rent, cloud games for the same retail prices you'd find on other platforms like PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. So there's no renting ability. That's kind of what appealed to me, the idea that you could try it on Stadia and then buy it either through them or some other console. Yeah. But you have to buy the games through them. Even their monthly subscription doesn't mean you pay. It's not like a Netflix of games where you pay X amount of money and you just play the games. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I was thinking early on. That's not the case.
That's too bad. I had not even thought about renting, but that's a really good use for cloud.
Because either way, $5-10 to rent it, they still get my money that way. Whether or not I buy the game on that platform, I'm still giving them money and then playing the game somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But then there's a full list of all the games that are confirmed to come out with it. There's a bunch. So
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? No. No.
Did they have you at Dragon Ball Z?
No, you're going to put a fighting game on that thing with like fraction of a second reaction time?
That's where I get not nervous, but playing xCloud, they had a Killer Instinct on there, and I played that a little bit. Right. And I wouldn't trust a fighting game online with all the lag and input lag and stuff like that, but maybe Stadia, can remove that lag. I don't know. I kind of doubt it.
I don't know. Yeah. I do like that there's currently being like a little bit of a push for bring back Killer Instinct. Like one example I saw was actually it ended up being, I saw it on Twitter, of Summit 1G. He was like driving around on his little pirate ship. And then all of a sudden this big galleon starts coming up and like blaring all of a sudden like one of the Killer Instinct themes. Yeah. It was fucking metal as shit. And we're like, all right, I'm pumped. Like, let's do this. It was such a good game, and because it had that season structure, it really didn't have a reason to die. And it was super creative. Some of the characters were so crazy, and to this day, it still looks fucking gorgeous.
It does, yeah. It looks really good. They have one of my favorite. I don't know why this character always stuck out with me, but on the original Killer Instinct, this like metal robot looking dude. I always love how that guy looked.
What the fuck is his name?
It's like Killmonger or Kilgore or something like that.
Kilgore.
Yeah,
it's Kilgore. I really liked his visual overhaul for the new one, and it looks great. And he's got a really cool mechanic with like overheating.
Okay.
And he's got to manage it, but I want to say there's a benefit to overheating as well.
Interesting.
So he's really cool. There was like those 3 like clone alien characters that all looked the same in the original, and I love the way they looked in the original, but in the new one they just all look different and cool, and they went unique routes. Like,
I know that game's really beloved by the fighting community. They really dig that game.
I think it's a good one for like a lot of times you watch a fighting game and you can't tell what's going on. You just know there's shit happening.
Right, that's how I feel.
It's just clear. So
gotcha.
It's good.
That's cool. So we also have the Outer Wilds releasing this week at the end of the week. It's kind of crazy,
girl.
But there was some drama over the week as well with the Outer Wilds because Outer Worlds, right? Outer Worlds.
We're gonna. I felt bad. I watched a preview, a 20-minute preview on IGN. And like the first thing this asshole interviewer says is like, how does it feel to be like 1 litter away from another game? It's like, I don't know, feels we didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
You dick.
At least they were in good company with one of the best, or really, highly praised games to release this year.
Absolutely. That's still my game of the year this year. But
I did not like that ending, but I still would argue that it was really good. Like,
right.
I really dug that game.
But 2 great games. They're going to be, I hope, both great. I liked Outer Worlds at least.
You know, there's gonna be one mom out there that accidentally downloads 100 Outer Wilds for their son, but
29 B-bucks.
Yeah.
You like jazz? That's all it does.
Yeah. So I was gonna pull up this little drama that unfolded and then refolded and it was fine in the end. But
and then it tucked,
yeah.
and then it put on makeup and went out and put on a show. It was great.
So this was the Outer Wilds will have enhanced 4K mode for Xbox One X, but not the PS4 Pro. This is from GameSpot. Jordan Ramey writes, in a statement to Windows Central, a Private Division spokesperson, Private Division is the publisher for Outer Worlds. Private Division
Actually, glad you explained that. I didn't know.
Yeah, sounds like a band. Private Division spokesperson said that the Outer Worlds would only support 4K on Xbox One, no enhancements for PS4 Pro. This means that you would only be able to play the Outer Worlds in 4K on Xbox One and PC, with the PS4 Pro capping at 1080p. Now, the reason why this was somewhat dramatic over the week was that everyone was kind of feeling like this is the first flex that Xbox is doing. Now, Microsoft owns Obsidian, who's actually putting out Outer Worlds. Yeah. And now they've allowed this game. They probably could have just brought it back and said, hey, this isn't a third party, or this is only like an exclusive game to us because we now own that studio. Right. But they are allowing them to release it on multiple platforms. Yeah. This seemed like a flex where it's like, okay, we're going to do that, but it's only going to be Xbox One X enhanced on our platform. I thought that'd be a fair thing because they've gone this generation not doing those moves, even though they're losing this generation.
It just feels itchy is all, because that's the only reason to do is to say, hey, ours is better.
Yeah.
They could do it so easy on the Pro. That game can't be hard to run.
No, it can't. And I think it would be more of a political reason why they would not do it, which is because they own Obsidian. I was fine, and I actually encourage that flex because they aren't doing that enough. They aren't giving people enough reason to go to Xbox One exclusively. But it ended up being the fact that that's not the case. They're not limiting it the enhanced version for Xbox One X. It's just a matter of the PS4 Pro upscales the 4K visual, so it's not true 4K. It upscales an almost 4K image and makes it somewhat 4K. So they figured out that that's what was happening. They squashed all that. So it wasn't a fact that Microsoft was limiting that feature. It was just a matter of the PS4 Pro can't do 4K as well as the Xbox One X.
I don't believe that for a second.
Really? Okay.
That game isn't that crazy. Like, it's gorgeous, but due to art direction, not due to polygons on the screen.
Now, also, this is Obsidian, and their games tend to, well, at least I'm thinking of New Vegas. New Vegas had a lot of bugginess and issues. Maybe they're just dealing with the Fallout engine in general. But I wonder
I hope they're not on the Fallout engine.
Yeah, well, I mean, just with New Vegas. Maybe that was a product of them being stuck with that thing. But hopefully, they've overhauled it and it works fine. And maybe that's just a strategic move. Or also, I mean, I've heard stuff that the PS4 Pro, although it's their next kind of enhancement, it's just not. It can't perform as much to the degree that the Xbox One X can perform. Apparently, stuff like Control ran better on Xbox One X compared to PS4 Pro. But so it's kind of a non-issue that was resolved. But it seemed like it was Microsoft's first time going, hey, you know what? We're actually going to try and garner some interest in Xbox One X when we own this studio. Right. But it wasn't the case.
Fair. I did see as well the PC recommended specs for the game. And they're really pretty. The only thing, so I don't know too much about hardware, but the one thing I noticed people say in the comment section was that while most of it is extremely reasonable, the CPU requirement was a little bit on the high end for that kind of game. So I may not run the best. I may have to be playing like when I'm playing Rage again and just stare at the fucking ground.
Let it reset or whatever.
Right. So hopefully I can run it okay. Like, that's probably my most anticipated game of the last few years. Yep. So
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So and that comes out Friday. It's pretty nuts to be in that scenario now.
Just gonna get a mini fridge filled with food. Not even gonna put on clothes.
Nope. That's America, man.
That's freedom.
Yeah. If you don't do that, ISIS wins.
I think Hong Kong gets obliterated.
They get angry every time a naked American plays a game.
A naked American specifically. Goodness. They just put more money into what's that basketball player that everyone was
LeBron.
Just they put more money on LeBron's pockets to come beat me up. The LeBron memes have been pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah, apparently it was very obvious that he was trying to like save his, his business ties with China with the various interviews that came out.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we're seeing that shit happen.
That was a lot of people posting that time he got hit in the face with a basketball.
Oh, didn't see that.
My favorite edit was they took the bad guy from Dodgeball, the movie. What's his name's character? Just hucking it. And then it cuts to him just getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, Gavin, you mentioned earlier there's that there was some Riot Games news. They announced a bunch of games.
Riot had their own fucking E3, apparently.
It was pretty nuts, yeah. So I didn't realize that they were kind of this stuff was waiting in the wing, that they were kind of waiting to release it. But so they're known for League of Legends, right? And that's been their primary game for a while now, right?
For 10 years.
Gotcha. So that's what they were celebrating in this stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did pull up the details from Matt Kim of IGN. Writes, everything announced at Riot's League of Legends 10th anniversary celebration. Riot Games celebrated 10 years of League of Legends with a big blowout live stream.
Big blowout.
That's what I like to call you, Gavin. Big blowout. The big anniversary show featured several new announcements from Riot Games, including a new champion in League of Legends and multiple new video game announcements.
That something you need to understand is that new champion is also extremely lore specific and something that's been coming for a really long time.
Gotcha. See, the stuff that stuck out to me because it was new and I understood it was these newer games, but I know that they added stuff to League of Legends and apparently the fans are really, really into it. Yeah. I've never played League of Legends. It never called out to me, but I just didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah,
I was confused and angry and frustrated.
So the neat thing about her, there's this character, there's two characters, there's I've forgotten both of their names. So it's like this Grim Reaper character.
Yeah.
And he has this amulet that he traps his souls in, right? And there's this other guy that's like this gunslinger, right? And when he came into the universe, like part of his lore was that his wife's soul is trapped in the Grim Reaper guy's amulet.
Okay.
Thresh, I think is his name.
Dark.
Yeah. So we've got Thresh has his wife's, and she's been stuck in this pendant for like 6 years now.
Okay.
Like real time. She's been in that thing forever. And then like he went down to wherever.
Is he trying to get her out, or he's
been trying to get her out
around?
for like this is like real time. This has been a long time coming, and he just broke her out. And she like in the trailer she pops out, like he breaks it. He sees her. She pulls out this fucking cannon. Like, not a big gun. Yeah. This is a goddamn cannon.
Okay.
Points it right at him and fires. And everyone watching's like, oh, shit, she's evil now.
She wasn't just angry that she's been in this fucking ring pop for 6 years or whatever?
So she shoots him with a goddamn cannon. It hits him, creates a shield on the other side, which blocks Thresh's projectile because he's also whipping at him.
Oh.
And it immediately hits him with a projectile. So it just goes from like it's this roller coaster.
Nice.
And at the end, they hug, and she's got glowy eyes. So you're like, oh, maybe she's evil still.
Oh,
so like lore-wise,
you just can't take a break. You're just
right.
in and out.
This game has a shockingly deep and connected lore. So she's a big deal.
Gotcha. Did that all unfold in like a trailer, or that's like storyline as you're playing the game, like in gameplay?
So most of that buildup was in-game lore that is completely optional. Gotcha. You can just read it. Like the few things maybe be like, let's say you and somebody else are on their team and you're standing near each other. They'll do like certain, maybe they interact like voice line wise. Like there are a few things like that, thinking like Left 4 Dead style stuff.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, you just have to read into it to find that out. But they built this whole a large infrastructure. So, and most of that, a lot of that was in the trailer. Like he went down to wherever it was, Hell, and then freed her. So that all happened there. But
gotcha.
That was a big deal.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I imagine for sure they're going to keep capitalizing on their biggest game. But there's also some newer stuff they announced. So I guess this was rumored for a while, but this is Project L.
It's been rumored forever. We've known it because they bought this company that was making a good fighting game. And like the cool thing was it was competitive. It was very awesome, but it's super simple control scheme. So you and I could pick it up and play and kick ass. Like legitimately, like this is not like if we were to play Killer Instinct right now, maybe we could each memorize maybe a special move or two. And then we just uppercut and slide at each other the rest of the time. This is we're good to go. We can play. We know how to do it. The only thing to learn is to learn the matchup and then to learn your opponent.
Okay.
So a bit kind of like how Smash Bros.
Was it
works,
when they acquired whatever team or bought that dev? Were they already working on like a project that was out there? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
It was this cool like robot fighting game that people liked.
So you have to assume they're using that and retooling it for.
We believe so, and it looks gorgeous. It looks like a Street Fighter. It looks like a Marvel versus Capcom. Like this is a legit fighting game. Yeah, I hope it has that simplified. There's barely any footage.
Gotcha.
But I
think it's just from that stream, right, where they're kind of showing people working on the game.
Yeah, I really hope that it has that simplified control scheme. The only thing that, like, look how gorgeous that is. The only thing that was surprising
is like a Dishonored like art style,
right?
Or just the cell shadedness of it. But
yeah, absolutely. But people were saying, or they said in the stream, like, we haven't been working on it that long. It's like, what the fuck? You bought that team years ago, like probably 6 years ago. So it's just weird that.
Is that maybe to throw people off for when they actually will drop this, or because otherwise, why would they have that? What would that team be working on?
I don't know, but I mean that's the cool thing. This team is really good. People like their stuff, and they have one of the most crazy cast of characters to pull from. And the fact that they put Darius, Katarina, they showed Jinx. That's Ari.
That's crazy. So this is real gameplay. It looks like somebody's DeviantArt like concept art, like with that quality, but it's a game running, which is nuts.
Well, this kind of looks like the most recent Street Fighter, which somebody pointed out, or not the last Marvel vs. Capcom, but a little bit of the one before that. But yeah, really Street Fighter-y. And it look how visually this just pops, right? If you're watching this, your first time watching like a fighting game, you clearly understand everything that's happening. It's super readable. I think people are going to get a kick out of this.
Nice. Gavin, let me take a break and piss my pants. And I'll be right back.
That was so loud.
Sorry. Let me just scream in your ear.
And we're back.
And we're back. Gavin, we're talking about Project L.
Talking about Project L.
Yeah. It's like NPR, public radio. So let me finish this little blurb from Matt Kim of IGN, laying out Project L. So Project L is Riot's long-rumored fighting game set in the League of Legends universe. Riot says Project L is in early development, despite being the longest-rumored project in Riot's lineup. You said exactly that.
It's the worst-kept secret in video games.
Well, that was, you know what? You brought that to light. I didn't realize, but what was the game from the Fall devs that was rumored for a while that I had no idea? It was like, it's called like
Starfall or something?
Yeah. I had no idea until they announced it. You're like, oh, yeah, they've
Starfield. There we go.
So Riot officially announced the fighting game at this year's EVO tournament, but the company says there's no further information at this time. Now, this one was interesting to me as well. So this is a mysterious LOL social game. Nope, this is not that one. Maybe I didn't have that. Okay, here it is. It's Project A. They really could have picked better names for these projects.
Yeah. At least that's harder to leak. They're like, oh, they're working on Project L.
That's true.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, that's true. It kind of keeps it under wraps a little bit better. Right. So Riot Games announced Project A, a competitive character-based tactical shooter for PC. This game is set on a near-future Earth and includes a roster of characters, each with unique abilities. Riot is promising more information sometime in 2020. I want to pull up some footage of Project A.
I was really surprised by that, especially specifically. I would have thought that if they were going to do a game like that it would be some sort of rival to what's the
big one is like
Blizzard's Overwatch. I would have thought you're doing a rival, but this doesn't look like Overwatch to me. This looks like, I mean, it looks a little bit like it, especially art style wise, but it looks to me like you took character classes and abilities and combined it with Counter-Strike.
Right. It seems like they're trying to merge those two worlds, right? Where the colorfulness, the different characters of something like Overwatch, but the tactical, realistic nature of Counter-Strike, which is a cool thing to blend.
Yeah. And I bet for sure I'm willing to bet that people that like Rainbow Six Siege will probably like this as well. Like the fact that if you do get a good headshot off, you can piss off everyone on the server. I like their commitment. You know, we'll see what happens. Like they're throwing down a gauntlet with lag and with anti-cheat, and this is something that a lot of people have been working on for a long time.
So they announced that in the stream. They kind of talk about that, not in depth, but they announced that they're working on just stopping cheating from being so prevalent. Do you know
Right.
how they would do that? Did they
I have no
talk
idea.
about? Okay, but they have some kind of built into the software thing.
Yeah, it sounds like their plan is if somebody's been detected as wall hacking or aimbotting, they're just going to ban them, which I like.
Yeah.
It can cause issues. I know Apex Legends had that problem of
Was like unfairly
because
detecting that.
I want to say, isn't Apex Legends free or something like that? So
Free to
because
play,
it's free, if you get banned, you just make a new account.
Oh, gotcha.
So I don't know if they're going to charge for this or what, but certainly just auto banning people seems like an effective way of handling things. If they can detect it very quickly, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I just hope they do a better job than Apex.
Gotcha.
I'm never going to play this game though. I
No,
will freely...
this one actually calls out to me versus the other stuff that I've seen that's around this. Like Overwatch gets too complicated for my simple mind to understand. This one's kind of is the middle road that actually calls out to me.
I think it's my issue is when the time to kill is that low. The person on the playing that match that can just one shot headshot you every time is going to destroy your fun
because they get back in so quickly.
Right, and I'll never be that guy. So playing these games, I'm just usually just dead. That's how I spend my time, and I think that's how I'd be in this game. But I think it's cool, and I think that's going to make a fun esports style game.
Yeah, I like to see them just competing and offering like a not a counter, like an option for people that maybe feel slighted with Blizzard and the whole Overwatch, or with Overwatch, the whole Blizzard thing.
Which, don't get me wrong, this company is very Chinese owned, so
gotcha.
Maybe don't say anything during that tournament,
because
otherwise a lot of people are gonna have to make some decisions again.
Got a LeBron James all over this.
They're gonna LeBron James all over it.
Now they announced another game too. This one I have very little information on. So it's mysterious LOL social game Project F announced. Riot also announced the mysterious Project F. Like the other new announcements Riot made, there's only a code name available for Project F, but Riot is promising a new social experience where players can explore the world of Runeterra with friends. Is this a mobile game, a top-down RPG? Who knows?
Interesting.
Is Runeterra the world where Overwatch, League of Legends exists?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So there's still... we still got a few more games.
Yeah. So this one's I think a lot of people are excited. So Riot Games officially announced a mobile and console version of League of Legends, subtitled Wild Rift, the 5v5 MOBA. You could say. So
that's another interesting one in their kind of deal with China. Now, this is my basic understanding of the situation. This may be wildly incorrect. So there was a game that basically copied League of Legends, like whole hog, like characters and all, in China on mobile. And so my understanding is when League of Legends started coming over to China, they kind of stamped down on that version. And now this new version, this mobile League of Legends that they're bringing, and this is definitely coming to China, is basically exactly that mobile ripoff.
Oh, okay. Now, do you think does this bring any stuff to mind?
That could be it.
So I pulled up this article.
It looks basically exactly the same.
Gotcha. China's top mobile game is a complete League of Legends ripoff.
Yeah. So that's...
King of Glory?
That could have been it. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I hear it's actually very fun. So that's sort of what it looks like is they've now ripped off their ripoff. But the understanding I have is China is no longer allowing that one to exist.
No.
From what I understand, this could be wrong. And now League of Legends gets to have their own. So this may be one where, like, if they pissed off the Chinese government, then they'd be like, well, screw your game.
I see.
Let's bring back the ripoff.
It's like if you play nice, we stop the ripoffs from being around and the people from kind of stealing from your game. Interesting.
But also, this is a ripoff of a ripoff at this point. So who knows? But apparently, King of Glory or whatever it is extremely good. It takes some of the best parts of LoL and speeds it all up. And just it's a really good compact game.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, so more on Wild Rift. Wild Rift includes a new twin stick control scheme versus PC's click-based movement, and the gameplay has been overhauled for 15 to 18-minute matches. Now, Riot says Wild Rift is not a port of the PC version of League of Legends, but rather a new game built from scratch. though we'll have to wait until we get some hands-on to see how the two versions compare.
I was very impressed with, they do like a Overwatch style like pose at the end with like your character model, and they change the pose based on your skin, and I'm like, that's a fucking lot of work.
That's true. Different animations just for a skin that you have, and I imagine they're going to load out or unload a bunch of different skins.
And they have over 150 characters, plus you're throwing on all these skins. That's insane. So I see you stopped the announcements there. So there's actually more.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they have their own new, the big one that a lot of people are playing right now because you can beta test it, is the League of Legends style card game.
Oh.
It's a lot like Hearthstone.
Gotcha.
It like the UI is almost identical, honestly.
Okay.
And it's got like the effects on this thing are crazy. It's really highly polished. They've said one of their biggest things is the way they're balancing it and the way you create your own decks. And they're going really whole hog with this, and that's just absolutely fantastic.
Gotcha.
The way they do it. I might consider playing it, and I hate collectible card games, but it seems like it's not as heavy on the collectible and more just like, can you play your cards really well and make anything work? On top of that, they did some announcements for what else is it?
I can look it up here too.
It's that team fight tactics.
Okay.
Which is, their auto chess style game.
Gotcha.
They announced that they're going to be bringing characters in and out of it, so you get a lot of variety every few months.
Yeah.
Individual characters with individual skins will play differently. So the default skin as opposed to like a metal skin or a werewolf skin, something like that, it's all going to play differently. So that's pretty. Oh, also there's announced a dungeon crawler. Really? Or they didn't announce it, they just showed it.
Gotcha.
So they have some sort of Diablo style dungeon crawler. There's the last one. They announced their animated series.
Ooh.
Which, have you seen this trailer?
No.
It's fucking gorgeous. But this is also a style that they've done. You may want to put audio on.
Gotcha.
They've done this style for the announcement of a character called Jinx. And the fact that they're doing the whole animated series in this style is amazing.
So we're listening to or watching the trailer for the Arcane. Is it their animated series is called Arcane?
I guess. But all their trailers, their announcement trailers, their music videos they put out, like, they have some of the best animators on the planet working on just their promotional material. That was the drinks. Up to her announcement trailer.
Wonder how big their studio is.
It's not small.
So no, this would be an animated show or movie based on the characters from League of Legends?
Yeah, based on the universe.
Yeah, that art style is really cool.
Right?
It's time to let the monster out.
And the cool thing is, if you know enough about the lore, so that's Jinx.
I know nothing, so it's all.
The guy that's transforming is most likely Warwick, who was a brilliant scientist that went too far and turned himself into like this, not werewolf, but like permanent werewolf. So it was always the thing. Like it's got these really cool, steeped in lore elements. So
Gotcha.
It's gonna be pretty neat.
Nice. Yeah, I had no idea it was. There's so much announced. I mean, I think for me, it's like I remember I saw little bits that I can understand, like that new FPS and whatnot, but I'm so removed from everything that is League of Legends based. And
it was a lot. They even did just like a music video during the announcement thing, which they've done music videos over the years. And they have these cool things. It's nuts.
Gotcha. Well, let's see.
More Blizzard drama.
Yeah, we have more Blizzard drama. Just an update on what happened over the week. So I think right after we recorded, Blizzard canceled a Overwatch event. So this is the celebrate.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so this was to celebrate Overwatch on Switch. They canceled it the day before. It was a New York event, and they decided to just get rid of it because I imagine people were going to protest and make a big hoopla, and they're like, "Oh, can't do that."
Which adds to it too. Apparently, that's the worst way to play Overwatch is the Switch version.
Yeah, I was reading a bunch of just overviews where it's like, the Switch just can't handle it. There's too much going on. It's a 60 FPS game traditionally that's now on 30 FPS for Switch. And really, like it's been on everything else so far. So now the Switch is just the last port, but maybe it didn't need to be there.
Right. Yeah. Unless it can handle it and you can do crossplay.
Right.
But.
Yeah. So just that happened over the week as well with Blizzard, and they had some kind of somewhat serious stuff develop with where members of Congress get involved. So this is from Matt Kim. Yeah. Who knows if this is just what's serious about this, but. Matt Kim of IGN writes, U.S. Congress members send letter to Blizzard over concern for recent actions. Now he writes, 5 bipartisan members of the United States Congress have asked Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick to reconsider the company's punishment of Ng-Wai Blitzchung for speaking out in support of the protests in Hong Kong.
I disagree with that. And as much as I don't like... I firmly disagree with Blizzard's decision, but this is I don't like they can write a letter, but as some people have pointed out, freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence.
Gotcha.
So what he said had a consequence that is legal.
That's true. Yeah.
And so like you can write a letter, but they don't need to do shit.
Right.
I disagree with the shit they did, but they don't have to do shit.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of what it is. This is freedom of speech, but not freedom from consequence.
Well, Gavin, let me finish. They wrote a letter saying we're all good here. So that's all.
They're like, it's all right.
It's a birthday card.
Like, do you want like a tax write-off? Like, how do you want your? I don't know if you've seen this, but like taxes for the rich have been the lowest ever. So you want them even lower?
Right.
You want to see where this can go?
So let me give out the details of what what the perspective was. So this is United States Senator Ron Wyden, U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, Reps Alexandria.
Marco Rubio?
Yep, he's on there.
For some reason, I thought he was dead.
He's still alive and kicking, guy.
Are you
and he's
sure?
upset that he said that. Reps Alexandria Osario-Cortez, Mike Gallagher, Tom Wilanowski have signed a joint letter addressed to Robert Kotick specifically regarding Blizzard's recent actions toward Chung. So they write, in quote, "We write to express our deep concern about Activision Blizzard's decision to make player Ng-Wai Chung forfeit prize money and ban him from participating in tournaments for a year after he voiced support for pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong. The decision is particularly concerning in light of Chinese government's growing appetite for pressuring American businesses to help stifle free speech." So to kind of, I don't know if to give the liner notes of this, but like it seems like their whole point of view is they don't want to celebrate Chinese companies affecting American companies. Sure. and they don't want American companies like supporting the stopping freedom from naturally rising whatever countries.
Are they going to do this for the Rockets?
I don't know.
Are they going to do something with bigger bucks? I want to see them put their.
Right. This have to be across the board, and maybe this is just this issue is coming to light. The NBA's also a big issue as well. So I don't know if this is just a stance, just to make them, just to this is political stuff. So does that mean that positions them in a way that just paints them in a better light by penning this letter? I don't know.
Do enough people care? Possibly
not. It just seems weird that it garnered such big news, and now people in Congress are getting involved. But that's what happened.
That's fair enough. I mean, and again, like
and it is a letter. They can't force anything. They're just
it literally means
expressing
nothing.
Yeah.
But all right, that's fair.
Yeah, and China's gonna China, so
you can't stop them from China. Like I said earlier, it's like with League of Legends, nobody better tuck up there. Because the exact same shit's going to happen, and people are going to have to draw a line in the sand. Yeah. So
now, one thing that's coming up soon is BlizzCon. So that's Friday, November 1st.
Yup. Oh, that is...
Did they just cancel BlizzCon? Because they wanted to avoid...
No, absolutely not. They're stuck with this.
So how do they
And if they bring back up that fucking Diablo mobile port, they get crucified.
Was that last year?
That was last year.
Yeah. Yikes.
Man, were people not happy.
Right. I think even like in their Q&A, like on the live stream, people are like just like one guy was like, "Oh, is this a joke?" Like, and he's on stage like asking the devs.
That
and
was
like,
real,
"No."
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shit.
So then what do they do because they're feeling so much pressure?
Not
what
a
do they do
Q&A.
Yeah.
Not
just
a Q&A.
No community involvement, like public community involvement. Then they just say, here you maybe even like do a Nintendo Direct, like then just have people show up for that.
But it's a thing. People are going to be there.
Right.
Dressed as
they're
Free Hong Kong May.
Yes, they're 100% going to protest. So what do you do?
It's going to be a weird one. I
Soon.
can't. I imagine it feels really weird, like, too, like, again, we talked about last week about, like, it sucks being, I'm sure, an employee there who loves that job, and it's a really cool job. And up until this point, this has not been a problem.
Right.
And suddenly you have to question everything. And that sucks. That's not fair to them. And now it's going to be the same way, too, with a lot of like streamers and YouTubers with this content as well. A lot of them are, and a lot of them just aren't drawing the line in the sands. They're like, whatever, I'm not gonna talk about it, which I get.
And it's kind of stuff out of their control anyways, but it does become like a political stance. Like, what side do you go on? Do you stream the game? Do you support the game? Do you work there? And that all means how you feel, about this whole thing in general, when really it might not be.
Right, exactly.
So we'll see. I mean, that's BlizzCon's coming up soon. We'll see what I'm sure inevitable drama happens with that. Gavin, you mentioned Borderlands 3. You've been playing it up a storm. They have some Halloween, not DLC, but like live events happening. I don't know if they tickle your fancy or what's going on, but
I hopefully can check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the little trailer.
I don't know exactly what it is. I've always heard, like, while their DLCs are super hit and miss, when they fucking hit like a truck.
Gotcha. So I'll just preface this. This is from Polygon. Borderlands 3 Bloody Harvest event trailer is full of skulls and loot. And we will play this trailer.
What does that remind me of? That kind of
live.
Jeez.
Yeah, right there. So it's free content. Nice. As if you needed more stuff to sway you away from like finishing the game.
I really don't. Yeah, especially before Outer Worlds comes out.
Yeah, you gotta just power through and beat it.
I do. I'm really excited for some of the stuff I've seen. So those skins look okay. I can't figure out how to put those fucking charms on my guns. Like the skin for the
looks cool. I have no idea what's going on, but
thingy. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun, especially if they have like a goofy story with it.
Right.
It does remind me. So I was watching some footage, like the 20 minutes of like Outer Wilds footage, just some like really good quests. Yeah. God, that game's funny.
That's I have no say on no perspective because I've been trying to like avoid it, I guess.
Right, I have too, but I just watched the thing like the character creation screen. They're like, you can really roleplay here, and they're just like, I want to be really dumb. But just everybody loves me, and then I can shoot good. So I'm like Han Solo, sort of. Although Han Solo isn't dumb, but that's
but he's kind of is. Yeah,
that's what they were going for. And they're like, all right, we're gonna make you all the way dumb, and then all the way smooth, and you can shoot. And they're just like, all right, and we just roll with it. So like, awesome. I got to figure out what I want to be. I feel like I want to be dumb as a brick, and built like a brick shit house. Yeah. From those bricks. I feel like that's going to be
shipwreck.
Right. Like they kept saying like, you want to have a crew, and I'm going to be like, nah, they're going to be holding me back.
Now the crew is other NPCs, right? It's not multiplayer.
Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't look optional. Like I think like making them fight better is optional, but I don't think having them is.
Gotcha.
Which, okay, that's
fine. The humor you mentioned is that's true. I mean, they've kind of they focus on that from the beginning, where they had stuff like that stick that just like changes the NPC's face, or the fact that you can just kill random people in the story whenever you want, and
right.
NPCs react to it. It's very self-aware and trying to be funny. Yeah, I do like that. It's gonna be good. Gavin, did you see any of this stuff? It's this weird Gameboy.
I did. I would like it if it's comfortable. I don't know if that's going to be comfortable, though.
Gotcha. So it's called the Analogue Pocket. So Analogue Pocket announced stylish handheld will play all Game Boy games ever. This is Joe Screbbles of IGN. Breaks it down for us, and I'm going to look up some pictures here.
It kind of looks like the clamshell Game Boy.
Almost right. It doesn't
just when
fold,
it's
right?
Flattened out, right?
I see. Yeah,
'Cause it's got the little things. For
it looks sleek as fuck. I really dig it. So it's this. I guess would you call it an emulator or
Yep. I
emulator
sure would.
hardware that apparently can play just numerous amounts of older mobile games or Game Boys and that kind of thing. So Joe Scrubbles writes, Analogue has announced the Analogue Pocket, a stylish third-party handheld that will play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games. It will be available in 2020 for $200. Analogue promises that the Pocket will play every Game Boy, every Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced out of the box. Cartridge adapters will apparently allow the Pocket to play the likes of Game Gear.
Oh shit! You get to use an adapter?
Nice, yeah, to play. That seems like it natively supports.
Fuck. That's not an emulator. That's a fucking system.
Gotcha. How do they legally get around that then? I imagine they figured out because you can't bring this to market.
Is that illegal? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, is creating your own brand of record player that can play somebody else's record
true.
illegal?
That's true. And you still have to own the physical cartridges, so maybe that's the way around it. So eventually, with the adapter, you can play Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx. The Pocket will display those games on a 3.5-inch LCD screen at 1600 by 1400, 10 times the resolution of the original Game Boy. Analog claims that there has never been a display this advanced in a video game system. So
I'd
for
be
playing older
curious
games.
to know. So the screen doesn't look that wide. So are Game Boy Advance games going to look weird because they were a bit wider?
Interesting.
Is it going to cut off? That does remind me of, remember that one with the windy thingy? The reel?
yeah. What is the name of that?
I don't know. I remember one of the things they said about that was it was more expensive because they have a true black and white screen.
To play date. There we go.
Right, and the actual black and white LCD screen is more expensive than like one of these screens. Yeah, because no one makes those anymore.
Right.
This is cool. I
might like
a bit
it. Steep for me. I think this
it does. But I really enjoy the fact that you put cartridges in it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have mine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. My worry would be batteries because they have small batteries in them to maintain the save files, and some of my batteries in my save files are dying.
Gotcha.
So you don't know what you're going to come back to.
I see. Now I wonder if there might be other systems that already do this, but where you can backlog whatever your current data is. So it's almost like it's saving it, but it's still running off of your cartridge, but it will save a backup of that game.
Isn't that what the Rev 3 or whatever does?
Maybe. Is that oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So that's one of those systems that does like Super NES games and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a third party one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. It looks cool. It's a bit out of my price range, but I like that exists. And maybe if it's $100, I would jump in for it. I think eventually.
I like that. That's actually like that'll fit in your pocket.
Right. Yeah.
It's sweet.
It's like if you
gonna look gorgeous.
It's like if you took the Game Boy to the future and then brought it back.
Exactly. I do wish it would be really cool if Nintendo brought back the Game Boy.
Yeah, I wonder. That's a thing that I wonder what they can really do because they have they're in this weird hole with the Switch, but not hole but corner, I guess.
Like what an iconic brand.
Oh yeah. You can't let that die for sure.
Right.
Now, Gavin, we have some very important news.
I think I saw this on your Twitter.
Okay. So the Goose Game from the title Goose Game has been modded into Resident Evil 2. I just have a very simple little GIF here.
They put the hat on it, which I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So this comes from a kind of a well-known modder, I guess, in the RE2 remake community. Now I'm reading from PC Gamer. Samuel Horty writes, tired of bothering English villagers? The honking star of the entitled Goose Game has turned its gaze on somewhere much more exciting, Resident Evil 2's Raccoon City. Modder Zombie Ali is helping with the long journey, and soon you'll be able to replace Mr. Hulk's hulking form with our winged feathered friend, Fedora and all. And yes, the final version will include extra honks, the modder said on Twitter. The mod is a work in progress, and Zombie Ali didn't say when it will be live, but the short clip below shows you what to expect: a big barrel-chested goose striding down corridors towards you. And
God, I have no idea how modding works. Just like the more I look at this, the less I understand how it works.
It's
fucking
dope.
Fantastic, though.
So that's happening, and that exists. And Gavin, that is all I have for you.
Peace was never an option.
I did pull up some of the upcoming games. So we talked about some of the big ones releasing this week. Oof. We have, just to put into perspective, so we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare actually releases October 25th, which is Friday.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same week as, and we have the Medieval remake that's coming to PS4. That older like PS1 classic
I'd
game.
like to play it.
It seems interesting. If it's cheap enough, I'll jump in for sure.
I remember being a little kid at Walmart playing the demo probably like 1,000 times.
I've never played it. I really didn't realize it was a thing until the remake. But yeah,
It's pretty old school.
gotcha. Now
Probably
we have Killer Queen Black, which you talked about last week, is coming to Switch October 25th.
It's already on Switch.
Oh, okay, it says 25th, but retail. I think it was.
Okay.
You're able to download it before.
Gotcha.
We have Outer Worlds, which is coming across all consoles and PC October 25th. Now this one was the one they said was going to come to Switch as well too, but I think that's further down the line, which is insane to me. But we'll see how that works.
I think I saw.
Yep. And
Ghost Diver.
for this week, that's it. Close to the Sun, which was like that Bioshock-ish kind of game coming out.
It wasn't very good.
Oh, really? I haven't looked at reviews yet.
They have door kickers on there, so don't be skipping that door kickers.
Where are you seeing door kicker?
It's the Switch edition.
I'm not seeing.
You passed it. There you go. It's in
Oh
bold.
God. Okay. Do you know what this is?
Yeah. So there was originally I think the original was called Door Kickers.
Gotcha.
And
So we got the trailer now.
it was like an ultra tactical top-down style game, and then they went from doing this ultra tactical top-down style game to this super cartoony action SWAT game. So it was like, again, like from original like serious take on SWAT teams to just this fucking thing, which is great.
It looks pretty cool. It looks a lot like oh god, there's been a bunch of these like this perspective, this style game recently, but it looks pretty dope.
It kind of reminds me of whatever that one Adult Swim game with the giant bunny was. Not a Hero.
Oh, okay.
That's what it reminds me of. Although hopefully he plays a little better. I hated Not a Hero's cover system. It would always grab onto the wrong fucking one. He's just shooting the door 1,000 times. So
is this all single player? I haven't seen a multiplayer aspect to it. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think there's any multiplayer. But again, like this is so different than the original. It's insane.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It looks pretty interesting.
Right?
Nice.
So that'd be it.
I didn't realize that's what that was.
Good for the Switch or a web browser. Who's to say?
So that's it for coming up this week, and that's it for I think the news and stuff. Gavin.
The Disney classics.
Fuck all that, Gavin. But yeah, it's the classic remakes of Aladdin.
Orange Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, which is gonna have Sonic in it.
It is. That's true. Yep. But that's yet to release.
Journey for Elysium. You know what good game that came out? Sorry. I saw a bit of what was it called? Disco Elysium.
Oh, I haven't. I've seen that title. I haven't looked at it, but yeah.
It looks interesting. To my vague understanding, and I'm gonna butcher this, but it sounds like an old school style like Fallout-ish game, but not really with that much combat.
Gotcha.
But you still have skill checks, and they'll if you fail those skill checks, they affect you.
Yeah.
But it's really pretty. The only the major complaint I heard about it is that for whatever reason, because it's gorgeous due to art style, but like visually that's not pushing any boundaries, and yet it'll cause your PC to chug. And the person that I watched the review for was running like a 1080 Ti.
Okay.
So there's absolutely
like the Texas Instruments 1080 Ti.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. That's what I understand that.
A Titan graphics card, one of the best of the best, and
that
it's bringing that down to 45 frames per second. That's ridiculous.
So it's just not optimized, right? Like that's just
and they've already said they've announced patches and stuff for it. It's like that's really for this style of game.
Yeah, should
not be an issue, but it's gorgeous.
It is, yeah, for sure. And I get the whole original like Fallout kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Nice. So that came out.
Cool. People liking it.
It's that's good. You can add this to the list of games that you'll need to play in very soon because.
Is that Ken Levine? The Outer Worlds?
131 rapid fire questions about the Outer Worlds. That is Ken Levine. It looks just like him, but I'm not 100% sure. I like the Game Informer where it does these. I really like these with the devs.
That is Ken.
No, it just looks like him. Yeah, it's not him. Also, why the fuck he's got to make his own game? Like he's still working on that other from his like new studio. Yeah, so it's co-directors Tim Kaine and Leonard Wyarski.
But yeah,
It just looks like his neighbor or his little brother.
he really does look like him though.
Yeah, he does.
So I think it's partially like it's the facial hair, it's the hair, and the shirt. Like,
so we're looking at Game Informer has an 131 rapid fire questions about the Outer Worlds with the game dev.
I like this
director.
board game room. That's fucking sick, right? That's,
Sure.
Oh, shut up. I'm gonna get you into
I'm
board
just
gaming.
joking.
God damn it, it's gonna happen.
Alrighty, Kevin.
All right.
Well, let's end it there. Where can they find you online?
You can find me on the Twitters at the Drunk Devs.
Nice. And we're at Plastic Card Pod on Twitter. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
I forget how it goes. Darksiders game?
New Darksiders game.
Yeah. It's like sort of like a dungeon crawler, like a Diablo, but I get the feeling it's more like a twin stick shooter. But yeah, they just put out a new trailer I think today, and it's funny. It honestly looks more like a Destiny trailer, mainly due to the artwork of the main guy. But yeah. Did you include the news about all the Riot Games announced?
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
And I will defer to you because I don't understand enough. But
Sure.
there's some stuff that I could wrap my brain around. But, Kev, do you want to lower your seat a little bit? I feel like we're
Am I
not
too tall?
a little bit. Maybe one. You're good. I just have a complex. I have to be the tallest person in the.
I think we're literally the same height standing up. So I can't blame you on that one. Although I'm all height and my legs too, so I definitely was up higher.
Like
Because,
how kids draw people where they're just legs and the body.
Yes, exactly. When I sit down, I have no height. I'll be sitting next to a short person and I'm exact same height, but I stand up. It's like, all right, that's where it's at. That's why I never sit down ever, even during sex.
What about your Pat and Gavin sit down move?
the
Gavin
Gavin, I
sit
call it
down.
the butt slam. What's your
You gotta
nephew's
record this. I
move?
gotta see this. Oh yeah, that's his butt slam.
It's the butt slam. Oh, I guess that sounds grosser when I
Yeah.
say it in that
We're just talking about sex moves. but-
Oh, yeah, that's not great. All right.
Well, he will he's really made to be a professional wrestler because he kind of does this get these amp up moves. He's always like this, getting ready for it, just selling the move.
Does he watch a lot of
No,
wrestling?
he's never seen fucking wrestling in his life. He doesn't know what it is.
So where's he getting that from?
I
Because
don't
they
know.
don't do it if he's here watching MMA, which he definitely wasn't.
No,
It's nah, video games.
he doesn't care at all about it.
Yeah,
Then it's not. Yeah,
they don't do that in
No.
that either.
Maybe
so.
he must have seen some kind of wrestling stuff in his in the back of his mind.
People are doing that in Minecraft. They got it in their mods to.
Right.
He's doing the Team X-Pac thing.
And I was raised on fucking WWE.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I also just before I got here, I saw this trailer for this new Vin Diesel movie.
Oh, I just watched that.
Boy, is that CG just the worst thing I've seen?
Yeah,
in
it looks bad.
How it looks worse than video games.
You know what's funny though? It has Guy Pearce, and he was in Iron Man 3 with the same the same idea where it was this nanobot stuff that would heal him.
Oh, okay.
It's the same fucking thing, and that's the movie. But it's a separate movie.
I mean, I feel like this is extremely $5 million man.
Yeah. Although he's controlled by someone, so that's the
Right.
whole
right.
thing. And it looked bad, but that's kind of what I expect from Vin Diesel. He loves those kind of just super cheesy movies,
I don't know that.
but not in a good way. Not.
Right. Can we just submit him to voice acting and that's what he gets to do?
Yeah, Groot or Iron Man or no Iron Giant.
Iron Giant. Yeah, that's where he's good.
And those two characters have the most limited vocabulary of all animated stuff.
I mean, I'm trying to think of something else. The original Riddick was good, but boy, if that isn't 90% of the way he plays all his characters.
Yep. Same guy, same voice.
At this point, I'm not sure we can call him an actor. He's Vin Diesel on
You
camera.
might be right. You might be right. I'd love to see a trailer or somebody compile a trailer where he's the same, just one big movie of all the movies that he's in, but it's
Right.
it's sold as one movie.
You
where
could
he's
do it.
Riddick and he's driving cars across buildings.
I thought it was pretty funny. I watched. Have you seen that one? I forget his name. He's like this big fuck off celebrity dude. He was in like Magic Mike, and he plays a lot of D&D. He's always inviting celebrities over to play it. And I think he was on Stephen Colbert, and he talked to him. He's like, "Have you ever played with Vin Diesel?" And he's like, "I'm calling Vin Diesel out right now. I don't know anyone who plays with him. I think he's making that shit up."
Oh,
And
shit.
I was like, "Damn, okay."
Shots fired. I think it's I know who we're talking about. He was on True Blood, I want to say.
Could have been.
He just
Fucking-
looks like this werewolf looking dude.
Yeah, married. I think her name is Sofia Vergara, which the fact that I know her name is astounding.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of those couples too, where it's like good for them because they're like equally hot. So it's like you guys.
Oh
are-
yeah, for sure. Yes, Joey
Joe-
Manganiello. Manganiello.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's for sure. He's 42.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know whether to say he looks
I thought
good
he was
for
on True
42
Blood.
or he looks about maybe.
He was on
Isn't
something.
that what it says right there? Yeah, it said True Blood.
Okay. What was this about him in Spider-Man? He played Flash Thompson. I don't remember that.
The fuck is Flash Thompson?
It's like the guy who goes to space and gets the Venom symbiote originally.
Oh,
Like brings it back.
he'd be. I mean, he would have been a good Venom. I mean, I still like what's his name, but I never saw it.
Yeah.
I can't believe they announced a Venom 2.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's like a villain that's supposed to be in it. She's a
It's not Carnage.
well, the Carnage is supposed to be in the one like the main villain, but there's this like helper symbiote thing that's played by this actress. I forget her name, but they announced
Oh,
that.
wasn't there like a white symbiote that was a lady?
There's
I
a
can't-
bunch of them. So apparently there's like
Yeah.
a ragtag group of all the symbiotes, and they're supposed to do like a not Tom Waits. What's that? Tom the actual Spider-Man
Hardy?
dude. Tom Hardy. No, the Spider-Man guy. Maybe it's not Tom, but
Hardy?
well, no, the actual
No.
Spider-Man guy.
Oh,
What's
Tom
his name?
Holland.
Tom Holland. There you go. He's supposed to like they keep teasing whatever producers are like. We want to see them eventually meet each other. Like there's some kind of deal they've made where they will put them both in the same movie.
That's
Yes. All right, Gavin, let's start it up.
Let's get it started in here. My spooky Dracula.
Ooh, it's very spooky.